Local 4 News starts now with a forewarned weather alert.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, Old Man Winter is about to prove he's not done with us yet. It's getting colder and rain is turning to ice and snow over the next few hours. Here's a look outside at the current conditions. That's downtown Detroit, Mount Clemens, Ann Arbor, and we are watching the roads for you. On the lower right of your screen, you can see I-75 south at Square Lake. Right now, we are also tracking winter weather advisories. Let's check in with meteorologist Kim Adams. Kim.
Well, let's start with the good news, and that is if you travel in the early part of the commute this evening, you'll be just fine. There are a couple areas that are just starting to get some light freezing drizzle, but most of southeast lower Michigan is still dry. If you're traveling up into the Thumb, different story. There's a lot of snow up there and also some ice as well. But here in Metro Detroit, we're just looking at some very, very light icy conditions in parts of Macomb, in Macomb County, and then we'll go in a little bit tighter for you here so you can see in Romeo. This is very light freezing drizzle, some of it not even reaching the ground yet, but over the next couple of hours, things will start getting going a little bit heavier as we look back out to our southwest. We do have just some moisture starting to work its way in, but the first half of the evening commute does look like it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We are still under a winter weather advisory until 4 a.m. We'll expect any of the freezing drizzle that falls in the next few hours to change over to snow later on tonight. Temperatures right at that freezing line. So we'll talk about the full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. And if you want to keep a radar in the palm of your hand, all you have to do is go to your favorite app store, type in WDIV, and download the Forewarned Weather app.
Thank you very much, Kim. Our other top story at this hour is the very latest information on the deadly campus shootings at Michigan State University. We are learning more about the gunman, the weapons he was carrying, and notes found on his body. Investigators did hold a briefing this morning. Sean Lay was there and joins us now. So, Sean, what stood out to you in this briefing?
I'll tell you what, Karen, good evening from Michigan State University. The big headline here would be that note that was in the wallet of the shooter. Handwritten note saying he was targeting Michigan State University, Berkey Hall right behind me here, but also another list of locations and people that he was also likely targeting. Here's everything we know right now. MSU police, Lansing police, the FBI, updating the details today of Monday's horrific shooting at Michigan State. New details, with police swarming the campus, helping the victims and searching for the gunman. Police got a tip that the suspected shooter was walking more than 3 miles off campus. MSP closed in, called out to the man. He said nothing, we're told, and ended the ordeal by shooting himself. He was identified as Anthony McCrae. We learned today that police opened McCrae's wallet, finding a handwritten note where McCrae said he would shoot up MSU, but also named other targets: a church, a Meyer warehouse where he once worked, a fast food place, a discount store. Police believe McCrae was planning to target anyone who he felt disrespected by.
He had had contact with some of those places. He was an employee of the Meyer warehouse at one time. In a couple of other businesses, it appears that he'd had some issues with the employees there where he was asked to leave. So it looks like possibly a motive for that was he just felt slighted, and that's kind of what the note indicated.
Back here live, so that's the first indication of possible motive here, feeling slighted by others at different places he would go. Church, his former employer, even perhaps here at MSU. Karen, you were the first to say that he was perhaps trying to get a job here that may have something to do with all of this. Look, you mentioned those guns. We were able to confirm yesterday at 5 o'clock that he had 2 guns on him when his remains were found. Both are 9mm handguns, also a big pack of ammo in his backpack. Both those handguns were legally purchased but were not registered. Much more coming up at 5. Back to you.
All right, we appreciate you doing all this digging into this story. Thank you, Sean. We do have some other updates for you. The 5 students who were injured remain in Sparrow Hospital at this hour. 4 listed in critical, with 1 being upgraded to stable. Berkey Hall, one of the shooting scenes, will be closed the rest of the semester. The other shooting scene, the MSU Union, is still being evaluated. The MSU campus resumes standard operations today, but classes remain canceled until next Monday. The Michigan State and Michigan men's basketball game will be played as scheduled Saturday at 8 p.m. in Ann Arbor. A Detroit high school student is being remembered today by family, friends, and students at Northwestern High School. You may recall Cartier Woods went into cardiac arrest during a basketball game, and later died. His funeral was held this afternoon. After the service, his casket traveled past the high school, pulled by a horse-drawn carriage. Woods was just 18 years old. Well, folks in Van Buren Township are breathing a sigh of relief today after a train derailment stopped traffic. It was quite a mess, but it hasn't led to more serious problems. About 7 cars derailed on Huron Drive between Martinsville and Haggerty Roads. Sky 4 was over the scene this morning. Several cars carried coal. One was carrying hazardous materials. Now, luckily, the Van Buren fire chief says that car was not impacted and had no leaks. The train is operated by Norfolk Southern, the same company behind a more serious derailment in Ohio last week. Right now, Haggerty Road has reopened, but Huron River Drive does remain closed. Short time ago, President Joe Biden gave his first extended comments on the flying objects that have been shot down in the United States and Canada. His statement didn't last long, about 8 minutes. The president repeated some information designed to reassure Americans.
I want to be clear. We don't have any evidence that there has been a sudden increase in the number of objects in the sky. We're now just seeing more of them, partially because the steps we've taken to increase our radars, to narrow our radars. And we have to keep adapting our approach to dealing with these challenges.
The president also said the 3 objects shot down, including the one over Lake Huron, were not tied to China's spy balloon program and are likely from private entities. Exactly where they came from, still under investigation. We are getting a peek inside a special grand jury that investigated former President Donald Trump and his allies in connection to the 2020 presidential election in Georgia. Newly released excerpts show the grand jury believes one or more witnesses committed perjury. It is urging local prosecutors to bring charges. The former president never testified, which means he is not among those who may have perjured themselves. Still, the case poses some legal challenges for Trump as his actions were so public, including that recorded phone call to Georgia's Secretary of State, where Trump asked him to find thousands of votes. The Fulton County District Attorney will make that final call on any potential criminal charges. Teachers are coming off some really tough years because of COVID, and with the teacher shortage, we know some educators are really struggling with purpose and bandwidth. So today, Paula Tutman visited the Roseville Community School District, where teachers have rediscovered where their strength comes from, and it turns out their superpower is their students.
Okay, get ready, everybody. This is at least a 4-tissue story, but don't worry. These are the kinds of tears that are going to make you happy. The campaign started as an idea, teachers writing notes to their students.
Are you wondering why you're here? Yeah.
They wanted the students to know how they are inspired by the youngins they teach.
Why we do what we do. And I picked you.
And this is what happened when the cameras rolled.
You are such a bright girl.
I think that you are pretty awesome, and I think you and your parents should be proud.
Imagine being the inspiration for those who inspire, and in turn creating a cycle of inspiration.
You light up our classroom with your kindness, and you are going to make the world a better place.
This year, I came back with a positive attitude, knowing exactly why I'm here. I'm here for the students. And that's when I decided that all of us needed this.
At Roseville Middle School in the Roseville Community School District, you can feel the love and admiration.
I don't get this every day.
You don't get it every day. And they need, now I'm gonna cry. They need to hear it. They need to know that we care about them, we love them, we're here every day for them.
It's a sense of hope, you know, that we can get better and things are going to get better.
You inspire Miss Moore and I to come to work every day.
I just feel like it was really sweet because I've known Miss Earl since 6th grade, and like we talk about everything with each other.
Okay, now real hug.
It was sweet because like Miss Baker, like I go to her for like everything.
And the sweet words being spoken from the heart are the kinds of words that we so desperately need spoken in the world right now, especially right now.
I used to like talk to myself and be like, how can I get out of going to school? After that, I was like, okay, time to go to school. I got to see Miss Voiles. Like, I have to. It's a must.
So that video is actually getting a lot of action on social media right now for all the right reasons, because they're spreading very important words and thoughts and feelings of joy at a time. Honestly, we could really use it. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
The appreciation campaign was actually to start 2 years ago, but was delayed because of COVID. Turns out that because of COVID, the campaign is being launched and when students and teachers really need it most.